What more do you need to know to just inspire you or gear you up to start donating blood on the regular? Actually, someone who's doing this and doing it very well and has a passion to rally up the numbers is one John Murithi, who's in studio with us. Also joined by the County Blood Coordinator, Duncan Enyodi, in studio, as obviously we go ahead to mark World Blood Donor Day on the 14th of June. And so it's all about frequently asked questions and why we need this, okay? If you missed the first half of the show, first of all, welcome. But one thing that was actually stressed by our expert on set is that this is what is saving lives. You have no idea, by the way, how valuable and how precious this commodity is, especially in emergency cases. And so today, our appeal to you, dear viewer, is to highly consider becoming a donor on the regular. This is truly what is going to change or at least save lives when they need it. And so welcome back, Murithi and Duncan, to the show. Before we took a short commercial break, Duncan was actually explaining a little bit more in regards to obviously what needs to be done, how things are screened, and even, you know, how the frequency around donating is. But getting back to one of the reasons as to why we're not probably seeing the uptake is because a lot of people have the notion that this is a commodity that should be chargeable. And so how do you feel about that, Murithi, that there are Kenyans out there who say, by the way, mbona tulipwi? Maybe we'll start seeing the numbers if people like Duncan were giving away how much. But I mean, to be honest, on a serious note, kindly explain why this is not a transactionable activity or program, and why it's not. I mean, there's no price tag to it.
I feel one. Whatever we give, or when you donate, this blood you are donating, you have not bought it. There's nothing God has given you for free.
Right.
Even like the group, as we talk at towards the end, our motion, our motto is give freely, freely given to freely give. So we have been given freely. So I guess, I feel the same we are supposed to give freely. Because you cannot, I'm trying to get a better word. But a human being, you cannot sell a human being.
Right.
A human being, you cannot, I don't think it's possible to sell. Like myself, there's a price tag for me. Yeah. Then I feel blood, which is a commodity of a human being, it is not sellable. It's not sellable.
Okay, you want to add on to that, because I know this is where the issue of body organs comes into place, isn't it? Yeah.
Actually, by law,
yes,
I'm property of the government.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My blood is a natural resource.
I like that.
According to the policies of the Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority, blood is a natural resource. And by virtue of being a natural resource, it should not be sold, it should not be bought. Nobody is allowed to buy blood. And nobody is allowed to sell blood.
Right.
It should be given free of charge.
And that's a good
whatever the charges, whatever charges probably some hospitals make is because of the logistics, not the blood. Yes. And if you feel that probably they are charging you exorbitantly, then just move in a government hospital, get your blood. They will probably charge you just something very little for the cross match and maybe the bed you occupy, but not the blood. Yeah. Otherwise, blood is a government resource. It must not be bought. It must not be sold. And if at all we allow blood to be sold or bought, then we will be promoting people being hijacked on roads,
Right.
organs removed, maybe drained of blood, and then dumped in the bushes there.
Right. So, it
So-
will essentially open the floodgates to human
Yes,
trafficking.
yes.
Right. And a black market.
Yes, black markets will be so. Yeah, that's why in the most of the countries in the world, most of the countries, they do not allow it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Kenya is part of those countries.
Explain to us how you are able to provide blood in situations, you know, that are obviously an emergency one. For example, Mureithi, so on a need-to-need basis, how is blood supplied or provided on a need-to-need basis? Because you have situation X and Y. How do you go about deciding where to, you know, which channel to fund this to? And which one to hold on to, because these are some of the questions that people ask. Why him? Why not her?
Myself, like the group I lead, what we do, we get so many appeals, and we assess the most needed case. Because sometimes we get the relatives call us, and when the relatives call us, now we try to ascertain the authenticity of the appeal from the hospital. And then we also try to see if, how urgent the case is.
Okay.
And in case we have several appeals, we'll try to respond to the more urgent. And then as we respond to that, then come again on this one.
Right.
But if, for example, it's just an both of them are in a scale of 0 to 10, they are at par, then if we get enough, we try to answer on the, give response to them equally. Yes.
And this is a good point to let our viewers know that, by the way, please be on standby to get details on this particular group that John is working with, because they've managed to mobilize resources and individuals to be able to create links for those who are in need. And so if you find yourself in this particular situation, or you've got a loved one that, by the way, you know urgently needs blood, this is a great time to actually get in touch with the likes of Mureithi and even Duncan here. If you do miss it, go ahead and also DM me on Instagram, for example, on my social media platforms. I'll be able to put you in touch. Getting back to the misconceptions, Bwana Duncan, there are quite a number that are out there. And for you want to clear the air for Kenyans.
Yes.
And you want to tell them what is true and what is not true.
And what is not true.
First of all, you've already said there's nothing for sale here, so please, musifikirie by the way.
No, it was clear.
Okay.
Because, because for one, what we are doing is to ensure that the donor themselves are safe.
Yeah.
So if we do some activities which can predispose the donor, probably if he finds himself kidnapped on the way, so that somebody can drain him of his blood and sell it somewhere, then he will be doing the wrong thing. So we must ensure that this donor is safe, and the blood that he is giving us is also safe.
Okay. Yes. What other misconceptions do you want to highlight?
The other misconceptions that if you donate blood, see, there was a time when we were young. I also donated. My first time to donate blood was in 1980 something, when I was informed to. So actually, I thought that after donating the blood, it will be like this glass of water. If you take part of, if you drink part of it, and then when you shake like this, you will hear something doing kuchu 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 in your.
Yeah.
So that's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Until I donated and realized that there was nothing like that for myself. Before then, there was that phobia, but because I saw some people donating, although we were students, so some were going to donate, and I also wanted to feel like a man. I just had to do it because I wanted to feel like a man, but I was scared of it. That's not true. When you donate blood, the spleen is a reservoir of blood cells. So as you donate, it will release some of those cells it has reserved into the system.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will not, your blood capacity will not drop that much. Secondly, some people think that if you donate once, maybe the second time the blood level goes down, then the third time, maybe if you do it 4 times, you will now have no blood in your system. That's a lie.
Okay, yes.
Yes. Actually, all the blood that you have in your body, after 3 months, there will be nothing. The entire blood is destroyed and fresh cells will be replaced. It will be replaced by fresh cells. So that one simply tells you whether you donate or don't donate, that blood, those cells will die within a specific period of time. And fresh ones will arise. So there is no need of having an HB of say 16, blood level of 16 grams per liter. Someone is dying there, and you just sit there without doing something. Yeah? Because if you donate, once you donate, whatever you have donated is like those cells which will die in, after 3 months. So you just donate. After a few days, you will replace your your cells will be your bone marrow will produce more cells to replace whatever you have given out. Yes, and the process continues. Each time your body continues to produce new cells while eliminating those ones which are aged, which they take around 110 to 120 days, and then they are removed from the system. So whether you give it out or not,
your body is continuing. I mean, we are an awesome machine.
Yes.
Yes. I like that. So we've learned something a little bit about, you know, human biology there. But, you know, speaking about the misconceptions, take over here, Muriithi, when we talk about how on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a painful experience or painless experience, because this is probably the #1 reason why people cannot fathom the idea of sitting there. Even the sight of blood to some people just doesn't sit well. So looking at pints and pints and pints of blood all over you gets you nauseous. How long does that needle stick in your hand for? Okay, what would you like to tell our viewers, those who have crazy phobia of needles and of blood?
I feel it's just a misconception, because the people I have met, I mean, those people who have donated for the first time, have encouraged myself to donate for the first time.
Yes.
For sure they become regular donors. And they usually say, I wish I started donating way earlier, because it's like the needle part, they were thinking it was not that painful. It's just like pinching yourself. The way you can pinch yourself, that pain you feel is the same. In a scale of 1 to 10, I can say it's about 2. It's just something as you just as the needle is entering, just that, like pinching yourself. Nothing much.
It's manageable.
More than.
And so how long would it actually take to fill up that pint, roughly?
Roughly it takes about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There are some who takes about 10, but roughly it's about 15 to 20 minutes.
Correct.
Though there are some, like with the new technology, there's these machines for, I mean, to get afferences, like platelets, plasma, those are blood components. For them, the machine is timed, probably it will take about 55 minutes to 1 hour. But the normal blood donation, the whole blood donation, the donation of the blood cells, takes about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, okay. I think aftercare is a very important point to bring up, Duncan, as to how one should actually care for themselves once they've donated blood. So in terms of cautionary measures after giving blood, what do I need to know? How is someone expected to feel post donating? So explain that to us, Duncan.
After you donate blood, we advocate that you rehydrate yourself, because that blood, when the cells will come out with some fluid, so you need to rehydrate yourself, not by use of alcohol, but water.
Okay.
You can take water, porridge, you can take soup.
We've always seen people given a bottle of soda, some dextrosol, some sugar.
It's just for, that one is just a refreshment.
Biscuits, yes, that's how all blood drives. You're given your little pack of biscuits and a soda.
Those are just incentives, just refreshments. You know you have done a good job, and after doing a good job, we cannot pay back, but we need to give you something so that you see, after donating, you need to rest so that the blood redistribution can be done in your body. So that's why we give you something, you rest there while taking something. Okay. Instead of just resting and going away. And this soda itself also has got it's a fluid, and it has some sugars. It will also help to rehydrate you because you have lost some water. And then maybe the biscuits are just good for the glucose. The really reason why we are giving you something which has got some glucose is because as you donate, some of the glucose came out together with the blood. So we do not want you to have a shortage of the glucose, because it was intended to go and perform a function somewhere. Secondly, when you reach home, just take fluids in plenty. Water porridge, I said water porridge or juice. You can as well take soup, for those ones who like soup. It will rehydrate you. And then after 24 hours, just go back to your normal duties. Even if you are Kipchoge, you can enter the field and run. It's okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Okay, so we start to wind up at this particular time, and in the remaining 3 minutes, Moravi, let's give you the opportunity to talk a little bit about the work that you're doing and how we can plug in, because public participation is also very important. So this is a great time to let us know how we can jump in, how we can partner with organizations such as yourselves, or a group, if you call it. Okay.
Thank you. This group, my group is called the Negative Foundation, which started sometime 2018. Yeah. And initially, we were responding to just O negatives. Myself, when I came to know I'm O negative, at the first I was so down because I felt in a time I need probably I need blood. Who would give me? Because I went back to the books, myself being not a medics, I went back to the Google and tried to get the narrative of this, because the only biology I had on the same is the one I had in high school. And when I came to know is the rare one, is the rare blood, I became so down. But deep down, I came to understand there are those somewhere, there are some people somewhere needing blood, but like myself, I'm okay, but there's someone somewhere who is in need. Right. So that's where now the group got, from there, then I got some few people of the same in the social media, and of the group kicked off. So what we do, later on from just responding to the O negative alone, we extended ourselves to respond to all the negatives, because we came to know they have the same problem. They are also rare.
All right.
So we formed a group. Thank God, so far we have I have a database of about around 750.
Oh, wow.
Yes, thank you. 750 people across the nation.
Right.
So what happens when we get an appeal? Maybe in Kakamega, I check the database, I see who is within Kakamega, I give them a call, they go donate. If we get an appeal in Mombasa, I go to my database, I check who is within Mombasa and eligible to donate, and then I give them a call, they go respond. Through that, we have been able to save so many lives. But now, sometimes I say like I don't have a life. Fine, I save lives, but sometimes I feel I don't have a life. Because fine, I'm not a medic, meaning okay, I'm employed. My employer needs some resources.
Okay.
So from 8 to 5, I'm tired. Then also, sometime last year I went back to school.
Okay.
So to do my master. So also schoolwork has caught up with me.
Okay.
And now there are these appeals coming.
Yes.
So, and what I was doing is during my free time, that's when we try to respond to this.
Okay.
So the little time I get, I try to squeeze myself, be it lunch time, be it tea time, or even if the evening when I get time.
Okay, so how do you want us to plug in Muriithi so that we can actually say Asante and then sign out? My director is on my case here.
Yes, first, the group is called O-Negative Foundation. Okay. If you go to Facebook, you will find a page by the name O-Negative Foundation Kenya. If you go to Twitter, it has a handle as at O-Neg Foundation. Okay. And also there is a number there. In the case of any support, fine. Okay. But for now, we are managing the way, though it is through our resources.
Okay. Well, I want to wish you all the best there, and thank you so much for making the time. John Muriithi there, who, as he has said, is actually running his particular group, helping individuals obviously access this very, very essential commodity. Thank you very much. Duncan Enyodi, Asante Sana, our county blood coordinator on the show this morning. Want to leave it there, but of course, you've heard how to get the contacts and how to reach us. Unfortunately, let's wrap up and hand over to our team from Interactive. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Shiko Kaitani. Have a good day. Duncan, asante.